are 7 interior design reminders that I've gathered from videos that I published this year to help you create the look and feel that you want in your home. The first reminder is to balance out a room that has multiple patterns and textures. Be sure to also bring in what we could call visual rest zones. And that just means making sure that there are solid blocks of colors or areas to kind of give our eyes a place to rest. So that means maybe an area on a wall, or maybe solid color throw pillows on a sofa. Just creating a balance between patterns, textures, and also solid blocks of colors and areas. The second reminder is when you want to create a nice flow to the room, just remember the 36-inch guideline. This is where you would try to leave 36 inches or 91.44 centimeters of width in those main pathways in a room, so that those areas are free and clear of anything so that you can easily move around the room. And 36 inches is also helpful to think about when we are working around doorways. So when we open a door, it's nice to leave 36 inches of kind of a landing area so that you can get settled and move around and open and close the door and then move around into the room. And 36 inches is a good number to remember when we are figuring out a furniture arrangement where we have a table and chair, or maybe a desk and a chair. If you measure out 36 inches out from the desk or the table, that leaves enough room for a chair and someone to sit in that chair, and then also some space around in the back in case someone needs to move around the chair. And reminder number 3 is to use complementary colors side by side to create some nice variety and contrast. And complementary colors are those colors that don't have anything in common with one another. And that's what makes them kind of fun to work with. They are opposite each other on a color wheel. And when you place them side by side, they actually kind of enhance one another, and that's just called simultaneous contrast. And so when you want to kind of liven up a room and have your colors kind of stand out and look great, place those complementary colors side by side. And the fourth reminder is to use a variety of lighting in a room. So not just to rely solely on maybe an overhead ceiling light fixture. You want to also bring in some light further down into the room that is more relatable. That would mean table lamps and floor lamps. And that way you have some different layers of lighting that you can adjust and to create a nice, comfortable, and enjoyable space to be in. Reminder number 5 is if you have a room that you can't change the size of, well then just work with different types of furnishings and other materials to help you create a more livable space. One thing to think of is look for furniture designs that are space-saving style of designs. And that could mean instead of a square dining table, maybe choose a round or circular shaped dining table because it takes up less space and it's easier to move around. Or that can mean maybe at a countertop where you have a breakfast bar area or a kitchen island. Look for bar stools that you can easily tuck under the countertop so that way they're not blocking up any walkways. And if you want to create the illusion that a room has more height to it than it really does, well, use the power of lines to help you do that. That could mean maybe striped wallpaper that's in a vertical stripe, and right away our eyes will move vertically up into that room. Or maybe think about that for your draperies, either a vertical striped fabric or maybe even placing draperies and curtains at the highest point as possible into the room, maybe where the walls meet the ceiling or higher above your windows. And that way our eyes will be drawn vertically to help give us the illusion that the room is taller than it really is. And to create a more expansive look in a room, use lighter colors on the walls and even on the flooring. And if you want to create a cozier look, you can use deeper colors to help you do that. And the sixth reminder is, if you have an eclectic mix of artwork, that there are some things that you can try to help tie everything together. One of the first things is to use a nice neutral color on the walls so that the artwork is the focal area of the room and it doesn't compete with the wall color. To give this a try, to kind of see how this works, I want you to look at these two examples and see which wall color does a better job to give a nice background to the artwork and help that artwork kind of stand out as the focal area. So let me know in the comments which option, either A or B, does a better job at doing that. Another thing you can try is to line up all of those different types of artworks along a center point and line them up along a horizontal line, which will help to give stability to that entire collection of art. And the other thing to do is, if you do have an eclectic mix of artwork that you want to have in your room, is to maybe use similar frames or a similar frame color or style so that there is some sort of thread that is tying all of them together. And then the last reminder is to make any updates and refreshes that you want to make to your home as easy as possible. And that's where it's almost just refresh and replace. And this is where you can replace things like light fixtures and hardware and even plumbing. And look for new fixtures that have the same footprint as your existing fixtures do. And then you can just take those fixtures and place them right back where the original fixtures were, and then you'll have a nice, easy, refreshed look. And all of these reminders are included in videos that I have created during 2026 so far. So I will leave the links to those videos in this video's description if you want to take a deeper dive into any of those. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time when we discover more neat things about interior design. Take care.